Are your kitchen and bathroom remodels a little overdue? Well, now's your chance to call First Response Contracting. John Sellers will take care of you. 484-256-7136. They do residential and commercial, and they're licensed and insured. Give them a call at 484-256-7136.
From real estate to real life and everything in between, the Brad Weisman Show. And now, your host, Brad Weisman.
All right, we're back. Whether you like it or not, we are back. Yeah, we got a good guest here. This is going to be fun. You know, the good thing about this guest is that he has the same name as mine, so I can't forget his name. And his last name's easy because a lot of times I mess those up too. But no, we have a guest that was on here before. He was on here about a year ago, year and a half ago, something like that. And he is back. He is a mover and a shaker in, you're not going to believe it, in the landscaping business, but also in the leadership, in cultural leadership. I mean, he's just doing all kinds of stuff. And his name is Brad Stevenson. He's the CEO of Newcastle Lawn and Landscape, and he's also a certified behavioral analysis consultant. That's a tough one to say. How you doing, Brad?
Doing really good. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. This is an easy one. It's Brad and Brad. Brad squared.
Not much has changed around here.
Not much, right? Yeah. Right. No, it's probably more dust on things, but otherwise it's pretty much the same. Pretty much the same.
Our hair is coming in different places.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thanks for noticing. But no, so, you know, the first thing I'm going to say is that, you know, you started at the company you're at as a beginning, like a laborer.
Yeah. Yeah, just pushing wheelbarrows and grew my way up through the company and brought a lot of people to the company too, so helped grow through people.
How long ago was that?
That was about 18 and a half years ago.
18 and a half years ago. Wow. And I kind of remember that, actually. I kind of remember when you came into the company through social media and things like that.
I did a show with you. We did, I forget what it was called.
Oh, that's right. We did the show from BCTV.
Yes. Yeah.
We did the real estate show that I had on there. Was that Real Estate and You? That might have been Real Estate and You also. I can't remember, but you're right. We did that over in Green Valley.
Yes.
There was a house in Green Valley that you guys were doing. Yeah. And the tree guy was there. Is he the same tree guy?
No, that was
different
Nick.
Tree guy.
Different tree. They came at the same time. Nick was his partner.
Yeah.
Nick moved on. Andy stayed.
Okay. There we go. Those tree guys, you got to watch. They just grow and grow and grow. It's amazing. Yeah. He branched out to a different business, right? Yeah. Just going to say.
He didn't leave.
He didn't leave?
He left.
Oh, he left. Okay. Just checking. Oh, boy. Yeah. So that's incredible. And now you're the CEO of the company. There's a story there. Like, how does that happen?
I'm not so sure how it happened, to be honest with you. It just, I kept building myself, but building people around me.
Yeah.
And the more you give to people and the more you grow people, all of a sudden, before you know it, you're the CEO of the company. And it was a dream I always had. Yeah. So I was always pushing towards it, but it's about the people around me that helped me get to that point. And really, you know, the partners, my partners at that time, allowing me to come in and do that and have ownership. Again, it was a goal of mine before I started there, but allowing me to do that was super grateful. I'm super grateful.
Yeah. It's a story. And, you know, it just shows you that. I think also, you know, you look at people when they come into a job or into an occupation for a company, you did more than what you were supposed to do. Mm-hmm. You didn't sit there and go, oh, well, I was supposed to get this and I should have gotten that. You just kept going forward, but you created probably leaders around you too.
Yeah, it's about building people up. But my dad always told me, you know, put 100% in no matter what you get paid. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Absolutely. I remember working at Orange Julius and I was like,
wait, I worked at Orange Julius.
Oh, in the mall, Berkshire Mall?
Yes.
Oh, get out.
Yeah, but I think I'm older than you.
You are.
Well, yeah, thanks.
At least by 20
Boy, I'm
years.
losing my hair and I'm older than you.
I don't know.
I'm all full of compliments. You're full of compliments today. No, but seriously, I worked at Orange Julius. That is so, I don't think I've ever heard anybody in my life say they worked at Orange Julius.
And DJing.
Oh my God. See, I worked at Chess King in Orange Julius. You don't remember Chess King? Yeah.
No.
You're too young. All right. So keep going with the landscaping thing. So you basically kept doing what you're supposed to do, but more than you're supposed to do.
Yeah, always do more.
Always do more. Amazing.
It's not about the paycheck. It's about changing people's lives, doing what you're supposed to do, which is everything you can, no matter what. Yeah. And that's why I teach a lot of people. I mean, it's hard to like understand that, but our people in Newcastle, I mean, we have over 100 employees now, and they're all really good people. Hugo being one of them, but there's really good people. I just want to make a difference.
You have over 100 employees.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's grown.
That's big.
Yeah.
That's big.
We can still consider ourselves small.
Yeah, well, it's amazing, unbelievable. So, let's go back to the other thing that you have on your thing, certified behavioral analysis consultant. Like, what made you do that, or why'd you get into that?
Well, there's a couple of my friends they were consultants through the DISC, but it was through People Keys. It wasn't through John Maxwell. And they got certified in the 80s and started hanging out with them. So I've been working with the DISC assessments probably for about 6 years now.
Yeah.
I just love reading people and understand what makes people do what they do. And it lined up with me. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get the certification. And now all of our employees get the DISC assessments. And it's all about communicating. It's understanding how people receive communication.
Yeah.
If they're a detail person, I'm not going to blow them up with a bunch of stories. I'm going to talk about details. Yep. And it's just really understanding who you're talking to and what your audience is.
I was just going to say, it's knowing your audience. You know, if there's one thing that I can say to people that are in the sales, a sales industry of some sort, is knowing your audience.
Yeah.
Don't talk like an engineer in front of the artist. No. You know what I mean? They're going to sit there like glassy eyed. They're going to be like, are you out of your mind? Like, what are you even talking about? Yeah. You know, and the other way around. Don't be like, oh, this is awesome. This is cool, to the engineer. You know, you got to talk in more detailed terms. It's amazing how it's being a chameleon, really.
Yeah.
And not being fake. It's just going where they are.
Yes.
Going where they are.
Meet them where they're at.
Yes, exactly. And that's how you communicate better. That's how you connect.
Yeah.
We talked about that. Most people can communicate, but they can't connect.
Nope.
John Maxwell. Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
One of my boys.
All right. So let's get, exactly. Same here. I listen to him all the time. So let's get a little deeper here. So how does it come about that a landscaping company becomes a cultural company, a company that is there really caring about the employees and caring about the team that's there? You could go through this business and landscaping business and not do that, not really care about the people that are on your team. But I think obviously it makes a difference.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, our turnover rate in the last 5 years is 5%. So
wow,
I think in the industry it's 30%. So
wow.
But it's not just to keep your turnover.
No,
down.
obviously.
It's really to lead people. So even where I used to work before Newcastle, I was leading people, and I always wanted to build people up and just give them an opportunity that maybe they didn't have somewhere else. And it's about giving somebody a chance.
Yeah.
And the more good people you bring in and the more you give them a chance, they start flourishing. You back away, let them grow, and then they'll multiply. And it's like gremlins.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it's amazing.
Yeah. And then you bring good people in. They attract other good people, and before you know it, you're surrounded by 100 great people.
Yeah,
and that's what it is at Newcastle. If you hire us, you'll see the difference. I mean, they're just really good people. We've had an HOA that let us go because we were too expensive 2 years ago, or actually 3 years ago. The residents were going to picket to get us back because they just wanted our guys. And it was all about our guys. It wasn't like, listen, we're selling the projects and the product and everything, but it's about our people.
Yeah.
Like, it's just different. And I'll put our people up against anybody in any industry, not putting anybody down, but they're just good people.
Yeah.
And man, when you love to come to work because you're around good people, there's nothing better than that.
Yeah.
And we're not perfect. There is no perfect, but that's actually good, because then you're constantly striving to be better, to make people's lives better, to really care about the people. We're a big culture company also. Yep.
Keller Williams is known for that nationally and also here locally. It's a big part of our business is culture.
Yep.
And it is amazing that we have a low turnover here too.
It's good.
For real estate companies, we have a very low turnover. We have great people that work here. We have a great leadership team in place, and it means a lot, and we care about their kids. We care about their families. We care about what's going on behind the scenes, because it's important, to care about people.
And it is way more than just the employee. It's their families.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Definitely.
And really, I mean, so Brian, my partner, the reason why he wants to be the owner of the business is just he wants to create a place that people love coming to work.
Yeah.
Which is what we're doing. And I want to just change people's lives, and not just the employees, also their families as well.
Yeah. And that trickles down to the customer, to your clients, your customer, because here's the thing, if you're treating them in a certain way and the respect that you treat them with, and also giving them the right to make choices, to make their own choices and not always have to be micromanaged, it's amazing how they can flourish, and also how they'll treat your clients.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens. If you've been around companies where the owners are idiots and then the employees treat the customers like idiots. You know, it's terrible.
We're grading IQ here. I don't know if I want to be
no,
here.
I didn't say anything about that. I mean, but it's funny though, but you find that it's a trickle down from the top. If you don't treating them right, they're going to treat your customers crappy too.
Yeah, and one thing you said too is not being fake. Like you got to live the core values. So our leadership
absolutely.
team, they have everybody that's in leadership has to live our core values. If they don't, they're not going to be in leadership.
Yep.
Because if you're just faking it when you're at work and then you leave and go do something else, man, nobody's going to believe you.
No, I
so
agree.
wherever I'm at, if I'm at work, if I'm at home with my wife, if I'm with my kids, I'm the same person wherever I'm at.
Yeah.
And it's just caring about people. Do I make mistakes? Yes,
Of course
I
we do. Nobody's perfect.
No. And it's good to make mistakes because then you can pick yourself back up and you can meet people where they're at when they make mistakes.
Absolutely. And it's one of the things that that's in that book, the new John Maxwell book talks about leadership is one of the most important things you could ever do is tell people what your faults are.
Yeah.
Let them know what your weaknesses are because then they realize that
Yeah.
and then they're okay with picking up on those things and saying, you know what, well, that's okay. I can help you on that.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't admit to it, they think you know everything.
Yeah.
And it doesn't.
Who wants that?
Nobody wants that. Yeah.
I sure don't.
Yeah.
And Simon Sinek says it too. It's about being the idiot in the room.
Yeah.
Ask those dumb questions.
Always that. Always.
Like here's a story. I was at because I'm on some boards and stuff, and I had no clue like how it actually worked. So when they say they go around and
talk about Robert's rules.
Well, I don't know I don't even know what it's called. Is
Robert's rules. I think,
do I have somebody? Do I have a yes or whatever?
Yes,
I'm like,
yes.
Okay, hold on. So I had to stop the meeting. I was like, guys, I really don't understand what's going on here. I said, can I raise my hand and say, I'll give the first yes?
Right.
I just didn't know how it worked. I could have Googled it, but then it loosened everybody up.
Oh, absolutely.
And I can feel that tension wherever I'm at. It's usually board meetings. I'll just flip in something just to loosen up the group for everybody to I did it at Vistage the other week and blew up the meeting a little bit. But
but that's good.
It's just being honest and
absolutely
open.
And also it does loosen things up.
Oh yeah.
Humor always works.
Oh yeah.
Humor always works. That's one of your nine keys of leadership was incorporate humor.
Yeah.
Or humor incorporated. I mean, I don't know which way. I'm not sure which way that goes there. But incorporate humor is a big one.
Yeah.
And you had 9 keys of leadership and growth, which was on a blog that you did or something that you wrote.
Yeah, it was my first article that was published that I wrote for Lawn and Landscape magazine.
Awesome.
So that was
very cool.
I have another one coming out in December about drug addiction in our industry.
Wow.
So,
wow. That's a big thing, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Incredible.
Yep.
Well, you are in the weeds a lot. So I just, but you're not supposed to smoke that stuff, I don't think. No. I'm pretty much sure that you're not supposed to. Oh yeah, sometimes I say things that are just not good.
All the jokes,
and we don't edit, so it's good. It's all good. So no, let's into those 9 keys of leadership and growth. There was some really good stuff in here. Be vulnerable, tell the truth about yourself, and that was kind of about what we just talked about. Is don't be afraid to admit your faults, right?
No, like and I do some speaking as well. And I always go in because if you go to a speaking event or an event to watch a speaker and they're just telling you how great they are.
I hate that.
Like you can see right through it. They're full of crap.
Yep.
So if you can get that out of the way first and lower everybody's guards, and then you can start building them up from there because it's about your failures, not your wins. It's how many times have you failed?
That's exactly
what
right.
have you done to get past it?
You're so right about that. And then don't care about what people think. I'm definitely onto that one. I mean, you can't
look at my green shirt.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Hugo doesn't have his on. Hugo, you're like camouflage today. I mean,
well, see, he always tell me that my shirt has a little dimmer in them, or should have.
I said there should be a dimmer on the back of that damn shirt. It's so bright. I'm going to start wearing sunglasses. I'm going to wear sunglasses one of these times. Yeah, jeez. Right. Holy mackerel. I'm not sure if you're doing landscaping or where you work for PennDOT. I didn't know what was going on.
Somebody told me that, and I was a little offended by that, but I'm good.
Oh, sorry.
No, I don't really
Hope you got over that.
I really don't care what you think.
No, I like the shirts. To be honest, I love them. You know why?
It was an accident, actually.
It was an accident?
Yeah, they wasn't supposed to be this bright, but when we got
I love
in,
it.
I do too. I think it's
why not?
Out. Yeah,
you know who you are.
Yeah,
they know who you are.
I was at a golf outing, and they said, "Did you lose the bet?" I was like, "What do you mean?" It's like, "Well, your shirt." I'm like, "Oh, come on." So
everybody picks on the shirt, but that's good because you know what it means they're talking about it.
It's marketing.
You got that right.
You can't miss it.
That's right.
So true. So the other one here is seek uncomfortable situations. I love that. And I agree with that 100%. Explain what you mean there.
Well, I think for me, even back when I started doing Facebook videos, I hated it.
Yeah.
I absolutely hated it. It was uncomfortable. But through being uncomfortable, you're going to learn about yourself. Yeah. You're going to put yourself up against the wall. You're going to stretch yourself, and then you start gaining confidence. And I mean, heck, back in the day, I was scared. I would be scared to death doing this back in the day. And I just started talking at Christmas parties, doing the speeches at Christmas parties. I used to have a couple drinks before I did those speeches, but just to get past that, because Brian and Brian didn't really want to talk in front of everybody at that point. And we were just a small company, but I always wanted to do it because I want to inspire. I want to help people. And if you can't speak, if you can't talk to people, it doesn't work.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to do the sign. Well, unless you did sign language or something, but I don't know. Otherwise, it's really hard.
There are quiet leaders, though.
This is true. There's true. That's very true.
But yeah, being uncomfortable and seek those uncomfortable. It doesn't mean take risks that you're not going to live.
Don't jump out of a plane without the parachute. That's not going to work so well. Yeah, not going to work well.
Dumb.
Yeah, that's really dumb. That's way outside your comfort zone. Yeah.
I did hear in your article that it's meaningful.
Yes.
Meaningful discomfort, right?
Yes.
Explain that difference, Brad.
Yeah, I think, you don't want to just be uncomfortable like drinking 15 beers, that's uncomfortable. Run into walls, fall over, throw up. That's not
very
good.
uncomfortable.
That's not what you're talking about.
That's not what I'm talking about. I talk about meaning.
That's a different podcast.
It's going to build you up. That's the type of uncomfortable situations that you should be in. And what are you scared of? And how can you do a little bit more of that? I was just talking to one of our employees that left. I went out to breakfast with him, and he had a hard time like talking to clients and stuff because he's shy and but just talking to him, like, what are you doing to improve yourself? And that's the thing, like our employees are family. So if we have to let somebody go, or if they move on, there's no hard feelings. Yeah. Like we don't have people working for us and holding them down and saying, you got to make money for us or we don't like you. Yeah. No, they're people. So I had a fire years ago. I still have breakfast with. Yeah. So like they are part of the family. It's just sometimes it doesn't work out. It's all right.
And maybe it's actually good for them.
Yeah. For their
I think a lot of times we look at when we're letting somebody go that we're ruining their life. No, maybe you're making their life. Yeah. Maybe maybe you're in the way for them to be great.
Yeah. And sometimes people have to hit rock bottom.
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
And I think challenging people too, and I don't know if I have that in the article or not, but challenging people to want more for themselves. Yeah. And I actually was asked this, how do you know if it's enough or not, whatever. And I'm like, you have to keep pushing. Even though somebody says, okay, I don't want any more. They really don't know. Like, how do you know if it's enough? Yeah, and I always say, is it?
My wife tells me
too much, Brad. Yeah. My wife does too. Okay, enough.
Yeah, enough.
I know you wanted. Yeah. I told you wanted. I wanted you to open up about work, but now it's been an hour and a half.
It's enough now. Yeah, let's stop. Yeah. No, that's the only one that says it's enough.
Yeah. Exactly. So, but they don't. People don't know. So if you can read them and understand who they are, and see something better for them, and try to push them a little bit, pull them, whatever you can do. But it's all about them. It's in kindness. It's you want to be good to them. You don't want to care for them. You have to challenge them. If they're not challenged, they're just going to go down.
Yeah. And that's the thing. The key thing there is it's all about them.
Yeah.
I think when you, and it's another quote is people won't care what you know until they know that you care. And, that's so true. Once people know that it's about them and it's not about your bottom line, they're much more open to the suggestions or to the guidance or to coaching from you. Yeah. Because I think a lot of times people think right away, well, it's what's benefiting you.
That's exactly,
and that's that. And then it's a complete shutdown.
Yeah. It's tough because the more people you bring on, you have to retell that story. Yeah. And they don't know you. And it's just, you're their experiences from some other boss. Now they're going to put that on you, and that's not us. So,
and the good thing is though, I think this cultural leadership, it's becoming contagious. I'm definitely seeing it more and more on Facebook when you see people talking about their companies or whatever. I think that we definitely have turned a page a little bit in companies as a whole. I think it used to be I'm the owner, you're the employee, and that was it. Kind of like, I'm the dad, you're the kid. That's it. It was more like that. Whereas now it's like, wait a minute, if I can instill leadership qualities into everyone, it makes everything better.
Yeah.
Instead of
we're all leaders.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that.
And I think a lot of it changed with the whole mental wellness thing when that became okay.
Yeah.
That's when this started flipping. But I did this years. I mean, heck, I started when I was 3 years old with my mom. She was still is, but bipolar, manic depressive, 3 years old up to 14. I was the only one that was able to talk her off the ledge of just going nuts. So I thank her now because she helped me train for what I'm doing now. Sure. But it really is a trained skill. Like you're not born with it. You have to learn how to deal with people and how to want more for them. And it started with my mom. I was actually thinking about it on the way over. I started getting a little emotional. I'm like, oh gosh, if I start crying, I'm Brad Weisman. This is not the show to cry
I
on.
saw a Christmas speech where you actually cried online somewhere. Yeah. It's all right. Crying's all right.
Oh, I love crying. I cry every night.
So. Good. That's good. He cries every night.
Well,
oh my God.
I love emotion.
Emotions are good.
I love emotion.
There's nothing wrong with them. You just got to bring it on and do it. That's the way it is. Yeah. The other one on here was, I think this is one, the obstacle is the way. I like that. The obstacle is the way. So we should be looking, I mean, when you see an obstacle, that's not a bad thing. No. That's a good thing.
Yeah, that means you're pushing forward.
Exactly. Yeah, it means you're not standing still. Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, if you're looking to buy or sell a house in Berks County or beyond, let me know. This is Brad Weisman from the Brad Weisman Show. You probably know I'm also a realtor, but I wanted to remind you, if you have any questions or you need anything, please give me a call, 484-256-5836. Thanks. Not good at all. So there was, like I said, there was some in there that I wanted to touch on. This is one that you did recently. It says, turn your failures into fuel. Mm-hmm. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Well, it comes back to the obstacles too, because failures can be obstacles. Mm-hmm. But what are you learning from that failure? Mm-hmm. You know, I always say I don't lose. I don't, because I'm going to learn something through any failure. So I'm not going to lose. I'll make sure I do not lose. Yeah. I will find a way. But if you turn that into fuel, into fire in your belly to push through and just, break through those barriers, that's what drove me, like in my 20s. I mean, it's the failures and just the fire in my gut to just go out and push and do whatever I need to do. Yeah. There's so many naysayers out there. Go back to the Facebook videos. When I started doing Facebook videos, people were coming up to me saying, "Oh, what are you trying to do? You're trying to be a coach?" And this, actually, I am.
Yeah.
And this was
thanks for noticing.
Yeah, I didn't tell him that at that time, but I had the plan of what I wanted to do. I wanted to speak. I wanted to get out there and just influence more people. It started off with just helping my employees and just through COVID, but I just kept doing it. And any people mocking me, whatever. Yeah. It's fine. That put fuel in my belly.
But exactly. And also you're breaking through a barrier, which makes you stronger. And they would say, discomfort, who you are after discomfort is a different person.
Yeah.
You grow in those moments. So whenever there's a pain point where there's something that you're really like, oh, the last thing I want to do is this, or whatever it is, or there's something you hate doing, or whatever it is, on the other side of that, you're no longer the same person you were before that. And that to me is just amazing. So that's why, and like you said, these are all positive things we're talking about. I'm not talking about doing stupid, crazy things. No. I have down here company. Comfort is the enemy of progress. That was another quote that I've heard. And it's true, because that's what happens. A lot of times we become very comfortable. Yeah. And you become comfortable. What happens? Nothing. Yeah. You live in this little box and you stay there. So, that's the enemy of progress. Yeah. Progress, you can't be comfortable.
Yeah. And comfort, sometimes they call it the upper limit problem. So you get to a certain point, you feel a little uncomfortable. So you get back down. So you self-sabotage. Yeah. And now you start doing things that you're comfortable with. Yeah. And sometimes those aren't good things. And
it's like climbing Everest. Yeah. You know what they do? They go up. Yeah. They come back down. Yep. They go up a little bit more and then they come back. That's how they climb, because they acclimate that way. Yeah. Yep. It's crazy. It's interesting.
Pushing forward.
Absolutely. Always. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we wanted to cover here. Is there anything else that you wanted to cover? You have a question?
Yeah, I had, you said in your website that your goal is to change 20,000 lives.
I have it on my list here. Yes.
That's right. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I kind of pulled that number out.
Do you wish you would have picked a lower number?
No, actually I don't. But I'm at 86 right now. I have it in my phone.
Oh, it was 65 before.
Yeah,
Look at that. You're moving up.
It's funny. I was talking to my wife the other night, and we were looking at the list, and she's like, "I'm not even on the list." I'm like, "Oops." So I fast tracked her up to the number
she's
one.
fast tracked.
She's number one.
Yeah. She had a fast pass.
There you go.
She paid for the fast pass.
I forget who was number one, but they got pushed down. No, it's a goal for our company. It's 100,000 lives we want to change, and it's impacting lives and really shattering the stereotypes of the landscape industry as well is our goal and our vision. And again, it's about giving people opportunities. I'm in a stage of my life, and I've said this for years, that it's about giving back now. It's not about me. It's about how much can I give, whatever I learned, whatever I went through, how can I give back?
Yeah.
And, just doing coaching as well. Like we start talking about the father son, and I get involved with companies that you have the founder and then the son, and the founder is more of the micromanager, and the son is just with these companies and more like, the details and process and that sort of thing, where the dad's like, well, you just, grab a shovel and go dig something. Don't sit in the office. And they don't understand that mentality is so old school, and it's not going to bring anybody else home. But I see these young kids. It's not even the ones I consult. There's other ones, but I see these young kids that are super great people, and they're just not given the chance. I'm just hoping that they hang on long enough and that we can mend the fence a little bit to grow, because we have some really good entrepreneurs out there in the landscape industry. It's just a matter, are they going to stick around? Yeah. And that's part of my goal as well. But, again, it comes back to my mom back in the day, but also just with me in high school and stuff, just not really given a chance. I wasn't great in school. I mean, heck, if I
must go with the name Brad.
Well, I failed the 7th grade. So the second year of 7th grade,
I failed 1st grade.
Okay.
Yeah. See, look at that.
Yeah,
I could not color inside the lines. It was so tough.
I'm not sure what to say.
Not a good color. It just wasn't a good color. No, I'm kidding. I couldn't read. Oh my gosh.
Oh, well, I failed summer school too. So.
Oh wow. No, I failed 1st grade. Went back and did it again and did well.
It was the best thing that ever happened.
It taught me how to make friends at a young age.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I had to watch everybody leave. Yeah. All my 1st grade friends went bye-bye. They went to 2nd grade, and I had to stay there and do it again. Yeah. Didn't you remember the trauma of that, or the traumatic feeling of that? Now, you were older. I was younger. 7th grade, I remember, summer school. Did you like 7th grade?
I did. That's what
you
I
liked
did
a lot.
Twice.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But no, I was a little bit of a hellion. So I remember my mom coming in. It was summer school, but I remember my mom coming in after she got the mail, and she's crying. I'm like, oh gosh, what's going on?
This can't be good.
She's like, you failed summer school. I'm like,
oh my God.
Oh well,
Oh, because if you would have passed summer school, you wouldn't have had to do 7th grade again.
This is how stupid I was, because I try to be a problem solver wherever I'm at, but I had the grades mixed up. So history, I was supposed to get a C, and I forget the other one. I was supposed to get a D, and I flipped them. So I got a D in history, and so I didn't pass. And I thought I did just enough to get by, and that was. I learned through it.
But you learned. Well, look at that, because you didn't do just enough when you started at Newcastle.
No,
or you wouldn't be where you are.
Right. But back, I have ADHD. I wasn't medicated. Yeah, they tried getting me on medication, and I felt like they were calling me stupid. It was just a lot of stuff that was going on in 7th grade. So and it's funny because my friends moved to 8th grade. Yeah, and then that next year they failed to be back with me. So
there you go. That was nice. That's very nice. Yeah,
very kind.
Yeah, that's very nice. You're
very kind.
Yeah, but one question I have about that, changing people's lives. How do you qualify change, or how do you? You know what I mean? I know that's a tough question, because that's a subjective, it's an opinion. Yeah. But when you say change people's lives, how do you qualify that?
Yeah, they have to tell me that I changed their life. So I can't just put them on the list. They have to say something to me that, hey, what you did. It was funny. There was there's a podcast I was on a few years ago.
Not near as good as this one, by the way.
Absolutely not. There's a podcast I was on a couple of years ago, and I watched the podcast before, and I saw that this person was in rough shape. Like I could see something wasn't right. I went on the podcast, and after the podcast, I talked to the host, and he said nobody knew that I was going through any of the problems I was going through but you.
Oh, wow.
And, just to have that.
That's life-changing right there.
I could do, if it was if that was the only person that I was able to change, I'd be fine. So 20,000 is a lot. But again, it's just that push to try to do more. Doing tours for kids, it's a purpose thing. Like, why do I get out of bed?
Yeah,
getting out of bed for net profit, not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. It doesn't mean anything to me. But if I can use the net profit to help other people, all day long.
Yeah, right.
You know, and
Agree.
that's when if you live purpose and you live your vision, you want to get out of bed. You want to push to the next level. So, yeah.
No, I agree 100%. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. That's really good. You go ahead. Have anything else?
No,
I'm going to wrap this up.
Good. I'm feeling inspired now.
I know. I'm going to go build something, do something, right? Holy mackerel.
Do something now.
Yeah, you don't want to see me do landscaping, though. It's pretty ugly. I'm not a good landscaper. You know what it is? The soil around here just sucks.
It does.
You shale. It's just terrible. Yeah.
Clay and shale.
Did you get a lot of grubs this year?
I didn't see a whole lot, but our lawn treatments takes care of grubs. So
yeah, there you go. Okay.
There you go.
So much for my lawn treatment, I guess. Huh? Guess I'm not doing a good job.
That's right.
All right, I need to call Newcastle, so I got to end this podcast. So thanks a lot, Brad, for coming out. I really do appreciate it. If you have any landscaping things that you need to do, call Newcastle Lawn and Landscape. You can ask for Brad if you want to. I'm pretty sure that he would take the call. You'll pass it off, but you'll take the call first,
take
right?
The call, yeah.
Exactly. All right. There you go. Oh, my God. What a great show. Brad Stevenson here from Newcastle Lawn and Landscape. And we hope to see you every Thursday at 7 o'clock. We're having a good time here, so please come back. All right. Thanks. Hey guys, I want to take a second and thank Comfort Pro. Since 2001, Comfort Pro has been helping customers stay comfortable where they live, work, and play. They have 24/7 emergency service and a 100% customer satisfaction guarantee. If you need help with your heating and air conditioning or indoor air quality, call Comfort Pro at 484-917-1803. Mention the show and receive a free humidifier with the installation of a complete system.